1. And let's now proceed with problem 2. This problem is really more challenging talaga. So, makinig talaga kayo and really do your best to understand this problem talaga. Okay? Sige. Let's proceed. The graph shown on the right, not to scale, shows how Sarah Dismaya fabricated a diode using silicon, forming two junctions labeled U and V. Nandito. So, para magawa nila itong diode na to, she first doped nitrogen uniformly, this one, uniform ang concentration niya, with a concentration of 10 to the power of 15 over cubic centimeter. Afterwards, she exponentially doped gallium with an initial concentration of 5 times 10 to the power of 16. Then, as it passes through the diode, it eventually reaches 0. Okay, so the first question is, suppose the diode is at thermal equilibrium, is under room temperature, and has ideal ionization. Okay, so first is, what is the built-in potential of the diode? So technically, in order to solve this problem, we really don't care talaga. For this part lang ha, kung P-type ba or N-type yung each of the junctions. Pero for the sake of better understanding the problem, better digesting the problem, especially for the succeeding questions, I think na okay na by now, mas magets natin kung alin ang P and N. Okay? Sige. Let's observe this graph. So, again, let's find muna kung alin dito yung NP and NA because ang given lang sa atin is yung elements na ginamit for doping. Okay, so, ang nitrogen natin is a group 3. Sorry, group 5. Tama, group 5, sorry. Group 5 element siya sa periodic table. And with that said, it has 5 valence electrons on its outer shell. What does this mean? This means na your nitrogen is a donor concentration. Contributes sa donor concentration rather. Meanwhile, your gallium is a group 3 element. It's group 3. And group 3 elements have 3 valence electrons on their outer shell. This means gallium rather, is your acceptor concentration. So now that we know which is Na and which is Nb, let's figure out kung which between U and V is a P-type or N-type. Let's divide this graph into two sides, one for U and one for V. So let's observe muna dun sa U, okay? So you would notice sa U, ang concentration ng gallium mo mas malaki sa nitrogen. At dito si gallium, nasa baba si nitrogen. What does this mean? This implies na your acceptor dito, mas malaki yung concentration niya versus dun sa donor. We can safely say na your junction U is P-type. Following? And similarly, we look at junction V. Junction V, mas mataas si nitrogen mo versus yung kay gallium. Kasi it's exponentially decreasing from its initial position. So, here, we notice na mas malaki si donor versus kay acceptor. This means N-type to. Following? Okay. So, now that alam na natin, we could actually continue na talaga. Let's find for the built-in potential. So, we know that the formula for built-in potential is given in this equation. VBI is equal to the thermal voltage times the natural logarithm of Na times Nd all over Ni squared. Plug and play lang to. Just plug and play normally. So, you have 26 MV times the natural log of 5 times 10 to the power of 16 times 10 to the power of 15 all over 1.5 times 10 raised to 10 squared. I hope na pinaplug nito sa calcu, but if ang nakuha niyong value is 0.676 volts, then you are correct. Okay? Next, let's proceed with the second question. So, for this one, we are expected to draw the diode's energy band diagram. So, we label the energy levels and write the known energy distances. So, recall lang ulit natin yung nangyari kanina ng problem 1, no? So, di ba, for a normal, uniformly doped semiconductor, di ba, straight lang yung EC and EV mo. And so does your other energy levels. Pero sa EC and EV muna tayo tumutok for simplicity. It's still quite analogous naman to other levels. This is for non-uniform doping ng mga semiconductors mo. However, kapag mag-i-introduce na ako ng non-uniform doping, normally, yung tinuturo is that nagbe-bend yung levels mo. Due to the fact na kailangan mas ma-balance out yung concentration ng mga charges throughout the entire diode. Therefore, when we're faced dun sa, sa energy band diagram ng diode, it start off as straight pa. Then, as it crosses dun sa depletion region, bababa siya. Babaliko na siya. Tapos, magsa-straight siya ulit. So that, mas matansya, mas makuha yung energy level ng N-type mo. So, ayun, recall lang natin ha, na P-type yung mas mataas versus kay N-type. Ano lang siya? Pampaintindi lang. Okay? So, ganito yung magiging form niya. Divide natin para mas magets natin. Nandito si U, nandito si V. Si U, yung energy level ng U, bababa yung energy requirement niya para bumalign siya kay V. Ganun siya for your conduction. Ganun siya for your conduction EC, conduction energy, conduction band energy, your valence band L energy, and your intrinsic. Drawing ko na nga. Dito siya. Ito si intrinsic mo. Sige. Pero, recall natin ha, that yung Fermi level ang palagi nag-a-adjust nag-a-adjust ng energy, which is dependent sa concentration ng doping mo. So, let's say, at time 0, nag-ano na siya, kame-merge lang nung dalawang junctions. Diba, kapag ganun, ang magiging band diagram mo is ganito. Nandito yung sa P-type, nandito yung sa N-type. However, as time progresses, nagko-cool down siya to thermal equilibrium. It just so happens na, naturally, ang mangyari sa Fermi energy mo, it's going to stabilize into one straight line. Therefore, we're faced with two energy distances dito and one energy distance dito. So, we need to find for these three. Okay? Dito, alam na natin yung sa taas. That's just the built-in potential. We interpret this as QVBI para tumugma siya sa electron volts notation sa energy band diagram. However, ang magiging value pa rin yan is yung nakuha natin na 0.676 EV. Now, we need to find yung nandito. Itong dalawa. And we could also use the same formula na ginamit natin nung problem 1. So, di ba nung that time, hinanap natin kung nasan si Fermi energy dun sa energy band diagram. We're going to use the same thing because pinapahanap yun. It's looking for the energy distances. So, dun man tayo sa U part. Sige, let's use the carrier concentration formula. EI minus EF kasi mas mataas si mas mataas si I versus F. So, EI minus EF is equal to KT times the natural log of Ni sa baba, pero rin nasa taas. For P-type, normally, P ang ginagamit natin because yun yung concentration ng holes. However, we just say na it's p-type. So, at this point, negligible yung p mo. And, at this point, p is closer to Na because p is much, much greater than n on junction U. So, we can just simply say na yung EI minus EF mo is equal to KT times Ln of Na over Ni. So, please plug and play lang dito. I am not gonna write na yung actual values niya due to... Oh my god, sorry, where am I? Due to space constraint, sorry. So, but kapag kinompute nyo to, ang dapat na makuha niyong value is 0.38833 electron volts. Sorry, maarte ako. But kapag ganyan yung nakuha mo, then okay, good enough na. So, doon naman kay V, we actually use the same logic lang din. Since N-type nga, yung junction V mo, we can just say na, we can just approximate na, yung N mo is quite close to your ND, the value of ND, and that, sorry, N mo, yung N mo, is much, much greater than your P. So, we can just say na, wait lang, ano to? EI minus EF or EF minus EI? Mas mataas si EF, so it's EF minus EI. Okay? So, EF minus EI is equal to KT times the natural log of donor concentration over Ni. Sige. Sorry, di na ako magpa-plug and play ulit dito ha, para mas mabilis tayo matapos. Pero dapat yung makukuha ng value dito is, according to my answer key, is 0.28718 electron volts. Does it follow? Okay. Siguro sabihin ko na rin to ngayon, but we can actually perform a sanity check here. We notice kasi na ito and ito, if you add them all up, if you add them up, ang makukuha mo lang is ito, yung QVBI mo, which is 0.676. So, kapag inad mo tong 0.38833 mo and tong 0.28718, you're expected na makuha mo yung 0.676, or at least equivalent doon. If ganun yung nangyari, then it means tama lang din naman yung nakuha mo. But then again, always make sure ha, na dapat kapag sa P-type, ang Fermi level mo ay nasa baba ng intrinsic, and kapag sa N-type, ang Fermi level mo nasa taas ng intrinsic. Okay? Okay. So, next, doon tayo sa problem 3. Tapos na tayo sa 1 and 2, puti naman. 3. A 1-volt source is connected across the diode with the positive terminal at U and the other at V. How does this affect the diode's energy band diagram? So, ang approach dito is, let's actually answer this a bit more qualitatively para ayoko na rin mag-compute. Sorry. But sige lang. Ang in-expect ko lang naman dito is more of a qualitative answer. Sige. We know na, di ba, ito yung sa energy band diagram mo ng diode. This one. Ito, wala pang application of any voltage dito. Okay. So, ang sinasabi raw, dun sa number 3, ang positive part, ang positive terminal ng voltage source mo, nandito, tapos nandito yung negative. Kapag dadaloy ng dadaloy yung mga current dito, yung mga electrons mo, and holes, is your diode gonna be reverse biased or forward biased? If you said forward biased, then you are correct. Yay! So, magiging forward biased itong diode mo. And when a diode is in forward bias, ang nangyayari is, first, sulat ko lang dito, okay? Dito na lang pala. Kung forward biased ang diode, we know for sure na, sige, wait lang. Ito di ba yung sa normal? Yun siya. Kapag nag-introduce na ako ng sufficient voltage for forward biasing, liliit yung QVBI ko. So, parang magiging ganito na siya. Magiging less baliko na siya. And, ang magiging equation dito is QVBI plus VA or minus. Basta magkakaroon na siya ng introduction with VA, which is yung voltage source na sinasalpak ko. Wait, sorry, this should be minus 8 kasi babawas siya. Sorry, minus 8 pala, sorry. Then, at the same time, yung width ng depletion region, if we were to compare it from its normal, yung hindi pa connected, to a connected one, dun sa voltage source, mas maliit yung width nito. Mas maliit ang width ng depletion region ng isang forward bias diode versus sa open circuit. And additionally, dahil yun nga, di ba nag-introduce na tayo ng voltage source, si VA, or 1 volt. Kapag, di ba, yun, yung sinabi ko nga, na lumiliit nga yung built-in potential, mas makakadaloy yung mga electrons and holes mo. Dahil mas maliit na lang yung gap nila compared dito. Mas makaka-flow yung mga electrons mo versus, mas makaka-flow yung electrons mo dito versus dito. So ayun, ang alam natin is, mas makakapag-flow siya ng more naturally and more easily. Mas maliit yung depletion width and mas maikli lang yung bending niya dun sa depletion region. So that's just what it's really been asking.